As a typical Filipino, having a car is always part of our dreams in life. It's always included in our typical aspirations when someone asks us what we want in life. It's always after having a home, then a car. But before having a car, we should have a driver's license first. Hello everyone, it's me again, Omar, a new Filipino nurse here in the US. It's actually my first year here as an immigrant, and on this vlog, I'm going to share with you my driver's license journey, which includes my public transportation experience during my first months here, how I got my learner's permit, my driving school journey, the steps on how to get a driver's license, and some tips that I could share with you all about my overall experience before I got my first car. Having a personal car here is not a luxury, but it is mostly considered as a necessity here in the US. That's why it's more challenging when you came here as an immigrant not knowing how to drive, which was happened to me. If you find this video interesting, please keep on watching. First and foremost, I just want to give thanks to my 3,678 subscribers who are very appreciative and supportive on my vlogs that I recently made. I just want to let you know that I deeply appreciate all of your comments and time for watching my vlogs. And I hope somehow it inspires you or relate to your individual experiences and stories. Thank you very much, guys. Without further ado, here is my driving license journey. You know what, guys, before I came here a year ago, I thought that after I passed all the processes such as the NCLEX or the nursing board exam here in the US, took the English test like the PTE and IELTS, the long immigration processes such as the embassy interviews and the interview with my employer here, I thought that time that the exams were already over. But they are not. It is because I had to take another exam to earn my driver's license to buy or loan a car. Now, let's start with the importance. Number one, the importance of driver's license. Here in the US or in any parts of the world, it is the main requirement to legally drive a car. If you drive without a driver's license, you'll get in legal trouble or possibly get arrested. It is a form of ID aside from a green card and passport. Driver's license is widely accepted for proving your identity here in the US, such as opening a bank account, employment purposes, travel purposes, government transactions, and many more. It is also one of the requirements to purchase or loan a car. For example, guys, in my experience, nung nag-a-apply ako ng part-time job or per diem ang tawag nila dito sa ibang ospital, driver's license talaga yung pinaka-importanting requirements na hiningi sa akin. Maybe because if you have a driver's license, they can track everything about you. Kasi dumaan ka sa process of verification before you got the driver's license. And alam niyo naman dito sa US, it's high-tech and they have a centralized database. Number two, challenges without a car. For the first 6 months that I lived here in the US, before I got my car, I had to deal with several challenges of not having a car. Like learning to drive from scratch. As in, guys, di pa ako nakahawak ng manibela bago ako pumunta dito sa US at sobrang kabang-kaba ako noon at yung feeling na lagi kang babangga. Yun yung pakiramdam. Tapos, need talaga mag-focus sa daan and also sa mga sinasabi ng mga nagtuturo sa'yo habang nagdadrive ka. Sumakit nga yung ulo ko nung first time ko mag-drive. Kayo ba, guys? Kamusta yung experience nyo nung unang try nyo magmaneho? Sumakit din ba yung ulo nyo? That's why I'm very grateful with my friends here na nagturo sa akin mag-drive. Shout out pala kina AR, kay Milrick, kay Meryl, Ate Alona, and Ate Tin. Thank you talaga sa mga effort nyo, sa time, sa pasensya nyo sa akin para matuto akong mag-drive. Also, one of the challenges is the expenses of the public transportation like the buses and Ubers. Although public buses are less expensive, they may require many transfers and long walks to reach your destination. Also, in my experience, buses only travel through our area once an hour, and there are sometimes missed rides and unpredictable delays that might cause you to be late at work even if you leave on time. Ang masasabi ko is talagang magastos pag wala kang kotse. Kasi nung time na nagsisimula ako dito, I have to adjust kung anong oras dadaan yung bus dito sa area namin. Like for example, ang pasok ko nun, guys, is 7 AM. 5 days a week yan, guys. Then yung bus dito dadaan ng 5:25 AM. So, need kong gumising ng maaga para hindi ako maiwan ng bus. Ganun ang situation ko dito for the first 6 months. So, pag late na kang nagising, katulad niyan, late ako nagising, mag-Uber na lang ako. Na mas mahal yung pamasahe per ride. Umaabot siya ng $15 to $20. One way lang yun. Or minsan, kapag walang available na driver, mas mahal pa at mas matagal yung waiting time. In my experience, guys, yung pinakamahal na nabayaran ko noon is around $30 to $33. Isang ride lang yun. And just 12 minutes away from my apartment. Sa kakuriputan ko, guys, na-stress talaga ako sa sobrang mahal ng Uber. And also, I decided to enroll in a driving school to learn and get my driver's license, which also requires money. Anyway, I enrolled in the Next Street Driving School that time na marirecommend ko rin sa inyo, guys. I remember I paid almost $1,000 sa driving school. Kasama na dun yung 8 hours na in-road driving lesson and 30 hours of Zoom lectures. Sa $1,000, wala pa dun yung gasto sa pamasahe papunta sa driving school, tapos every session, which is mahal kapag nag-Uber ako nun para di malate. And then, well, 8 hours lang naman yung required na lecture sa DMV or Department of Motor Vehicles for the licensure. Pero I decided to take the 30 hours lecture for self-improvement na rin, guys. So, nung nagkaroon na ako ng car, mas dumali talaga yung buhay ko dito. Kasi imagine, guys, yung binabayad ko sa Uber per month, panghulog na yun sa car, di ba? Kaya sobrang thankful ko nung makapasa ako sa driving exam. And I got my driver's license. Number 3, importance of having a car. Overall, for me, the importance of having a car would give you the freedom to go places you want to go, such as visiting some parks or travel to other states, buy necessary things that you need for daily life, such as buying the ingredients for your sinigang and adobo or pinakbet or churon without the sugar and other Filipino foods. Yummy. And it also could help you during emergencies, like I need to go to the hospital to seek care, attending your appointment with your lab tests, vision and dental benefits, buy medicines, and a lot more. Ganun talaga ka-importante ang car dito sa US. I'm not sure if this is the same with the big cities like New York, pero in my experience, guys, it is essential. Di nga ako makatulog nun, guys, kakaisip dati sa pagko-compute ng mga nagagastos ko sa pamasahe na parang konti na lang idadagdag mo versus sa panghulog mo dun sa car loan per month. Number 4, acquire a learner's permit from DMV. Take note, guys, I will only discuss the process for adults 18 years old and above. So first, we start with what is learner's permit. A learner's permit is a document that allows a person to practice driving while supervised by a licensed driver. It is usually the initial step in the licensing procedure for new drivers like me. So what are the requirements? Number 1, submit a completed R229 or non-commercial learner's permit application. You can browse and fill out this form online on the DMV website depending on your state. So guys, per state pala magkakaiba ang requirements, so check nyo lang yung website ng DMV kung anong mga specific requirements, but most likely the same sila. Number 2 is the proof of residency. Yung mga billing statements with your name as recipient and your address, such as the electric bill or the Eversource bill, internet bill, bank statement, apartment leasing contract. So dalhin nyo yan during your knowledge test. And number 3, SSN. You will need the SSN in filling out the R229 form. And I remember the time that I brought the physical SSN card with me during my learner's permit knowledge test for verification purposes. Number 4, proof of lawful presence. Ito yung I-94, visa, or green card. And number 5, there are fees. What I remember is that I paid for $40 testing fee, plus when you pass, you will pay another $19 for the issuance fee for a total of $59. Then, let's talk about the learner's permit exam. We'll start with the vision screening to test your eyesight, and you will be instructed to look into a machine and read lines of letters and numbers. You may use your prescription glasses on this face. And then, once you pass the learner's vision screening, You will now proceed with the knowledge test. It is a computer-based test with 25 multiple choice questions, and the passing rate is 80% or 20 correct answers. For exam preparation, I simply search for a DMV knowledge test review apps on my mobile app store. So when searching, include your state in the keywords. For example, in my state is Connecticut, so I type CT and DMV knowledge test in my app store for the review materials. In my experience, during the exam, be early at least 30 minutes from your appointment time during the test and bring all the requirements. Study and answer practice questions using your chosen app as part of your preparation, and after you pass, they will mail the learner's permit ID within 15 business days. In case you fail the knowledge test, you must wait at least 7 days before retaking it, and you have to pay the test fees again, unfortunately. Number 5, prepare for on-road skills test. Because I was driving for the first time and didn't have any international license from the Philippines, I have to hold the learner's permit for 90 days to learn how to drive properly before being allowed to take the actual DMV road test. And there are exemptions for this 90 days rule. Number 1 is if you are a previous licensed driver, for example, you have a Philippine license. And number 2, if you are active duty military. Or number 3, if you have an expired in-state license. So what to do during the 90 days period? And here are my recommendation. Number 1, you have to ask a friend to help you how to learn how to drive. And your trainer must be at least 20 years old and have a driver's license for 4 years in a row without any suspensions. They must be also sitting in front of you while driving. You can't also use your phones or any handheld devices, and you can't drink alcohol before or during the practice driving sessions. And most importantly, always wear your seatbelt. I also recommend to enroll in a driving school of your choice and attend the 8 hours mandatory safe driving practices lecture. Number 6, the challenges that I faced during the process of driving. One of my struggles is that I failed on my first attempt for the on-road skills test. It was happened on December 24, 2024. Bisperas pa naman ng Pasko, guys, and I remember, ang lakas pa ng snow nun. But unfortunately, bumagsak ako sa reverse parking, guys. Therefore, it requires another time and effort to practice driving, and also additional fees for the exam and the waiting time for another 14 days to retake the test. Plus the emotional damage, guys. Nakakalungkot talaga bumagsak ng exam, pero ganun talaga ang buhay, hindi laging panalo kahit papasko pa nun. I also experienced my first car accident on my way to my driving lesson.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Which was very terrifying for me. I had to skip work during that time, and I called my charge nurse that I was not able to come to work. I called my family to let them know what happened. And then the police asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, and I said yes because the impact of the crash had made me dizzy. Thankfully, my CT scan came back clear, and my only problem I had was muscle strains. Sumakit talaga yung neck ko during that time. And the Uber driver's insurance paid for all of my hospital bills. Na-realize ko lang noon that time, ang hirap pala ng nag-iisa, lalo na sa gitna ng aksidente. Though I only had mild injury, pero yung pakiramdam ko na mag-isa is nakakalungkot din at that time. Nag-chat ako sa GC namin ng mga friends ko sa OR, and thankfully my friends Meryl and AR fetched me from the hospital and treat me with ramen. I even cried that time, guys. Ewan ko ba, hindi naman ako injured talaga, pero naisip ko lang paano kung di ako nakasurvive and namatay ako, di ba? Kaya siguro ako naiyak that time. Number 7, road exam, second attempt passed and got my driver's license. During my second attempt, I decided to travel alone to the testing center to lessen my pressure of passing the road test. I just prayed so hard and tried to be calm as possible. I prayed for a female examiner because the first time I took the road test, the examiner was a male and he was very strict, which increased my anxiety during my first attempt. And fortunately, I got a female examiner who was very accommodating that time. And finally, I passed my road test on February 10, 2025. Sa sobrang saya ko guys talaga nung nakapasa ako. Kasi sabi ko sa wakas, makakautang na ako ng car na kailangan ko para akong nabunutan ng tinik sa lalamunan. Parang pumasa ka ulit ng NCLEX. And then, the MV officer gave me a pink ticket with my name and driver's license number on it after I passed. I could use it as a temporary license until I get my real driver's license card in the mail within 15 days. Number 8, purchase my first car. After all the struggles nga ng pagre-review para matutong mag-drive, yung mga pakikiangkas ko sa mga kaibigan ko dito sa US, then nakapasa na ako ng driving exam and now makakabili na ako ng car. After passing the exam, in 3 days, I headed to Toyota Superstore to purchase my first car. I was really excited that time to have a car because it would make my life easier here. I informed the dealer that I wanted the most basic white RAV4 that they could offer me. And happily the 2025 RAV4 LE white was in stock. I was overjoyed when my car got approved through Toyota financing at a lower interest rate than when I applied with my bank. I received 5.99% interest from Toyota compared to 10.5% from my bank. I think this is a nice deal because I was just 6 months in the US that time and with short credit history. So before you get a car loan, I suggest that you have to ask the dealer first whether they have a better financing options. Imagine guys, kung hindi ako nagtanong, siguro kinagat ko na yung 10.5% interest, which is very heavy. And I also suggest that you get a copy of your payslip and your debit card balance for the down payment before you go to the dealer. And at that time, I remember that the minimum down payment they wanted from me was $2,500. Since I went alone to the dealer after my work, I drove the car alone from the dealership. Yung feeling ng kaba dahil mag-isa ka lang magdadrive pauwi tapos bagong kotse pa yung ida-drive mo. Then umuulan pa noon at nag-i-snow. Pero kinaya ko naman sa lakas ng loob na mag-isang kunin yung kotse at makakapag-duty na rin ako anytime na gustuhin ko. Lastly guys, for my overall experience and lessons. Number 1. To save time, obtain a driver's license from the Philippines or from your home country before traveling to the US. This allows you to take the in-road skill test immediately after receiving your learner's permit to exempt you for the 90 days waiting period. Number 2, seek support from people who can teach you how to drive. I consider myself quite fortunate to have had friends who were willing to assist me during that period. As in, sila pa yung nag-offer sa akin na turuan kita mag-drive and pinapagamit pa nila yung car nila sa akin kahit na first timer ako. I really appreciate their time and effort na turuan ako. Number 3, set aside your anxiety and the negative thoughts. Instead, trust yourself and your friend and be open for their comments and suggestions about your driving status until you improve. Don't get offended. They're just trying to help you. Just stay calm and take notes. Number 4, if you need to clarify some things with your mentors, ask questions. Don't be hesitant. You can learn by asking questions. And number 5, study and know the basic knowledge and the road signs. This is your fundamental knowledge. So this is one of the most important thing. And most importantly, stay focused while driving. Safety first. Always remember that you might get hurt or hurt someone if you don't focus. Or the worst, your life is at stake. Just focus, stay awake and alert, be calm, and enjoy the ride. Hi guys, if you enjoyed this vlog, I have previous vlogs related to the life of a Filipino nurse here in the US, such as number 1, my first flight, number 2, my first days. Please click the link here And number 3, my US immigration timeline. Thank you po guys, and I hope somehow this vlog helps you. If you want more vlogs like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one guys. Bye!